Hey, this is Johnny Beane, live 5:19 p.m. on the West Coast, 8:19 p.m. on the East Coast, July 31st, 2017. And who's in here? There's a few guys looking at me.
Hey, it's Dave.
Hey, it's Rob.
Rob. Who else is in here?
Kurt.
Kurt.
Kurt who?
Dude. It's been a while. It's been a little while, huh? Hasn't it?
Haven't seen you since 1984.
Oh, yes.
Hey, everybody. We got Bill Camporis, Renee Hefner, 7 over 8, RMG 471. Oh, David Nesdall's in here, John Constantine, Michael Bishop. Look at this. Awesome. Awesome. Well, hey, where do we want to... Dave, take it away.
All right, well, let's say hello to everyone. We got Vinny Romano's here, too. Brent Z. Rocks. Franklin Houston. Again, Hef is here. Bill Camporis, Michael Bishop, Mr. BHB Jr. Is that Bruce? What's
I think it might be.
Yeah, Jaden James is here. So everyone say hello to Kurt Jefferies. Kurt Jefferies, the winner of the Van Halen Lost Weekend from 1984. How about that? Connor White is here.
That is cool.
Man.
I remember how David Lee Roth said that on Van Halen last week, and he calls him out to the stage, and he's like, "And Kurt, you're number 1, too." And he throws a cake on you, and there's wine spilling all over the place. And then he's got his 1984 guitar, and he rips in 8 talking about love. What was that like?
Oh, yeah. He says, "Get the cameras out of here. Get the cameras out of here." Got the cameras from MTV tonight. And we got the winner of the Lost Weekend because Detroit, you're number 1. And Kurt, you're number 1, too.
That's awesome.
And I just wiped my face off. Like you can see on the video, I wiped my face off, and I just want to go back out to the crowd, man. You know.
How old were you at the time when that happened, Kurt?
What was that, Rob?
How old were you when that happened? Like 20?
20.
18?
Yep.
20 years old?
20 years old.
Nice. That must have been one heck of an experience.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, once in a lifetime experience, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you can you tell us how you sent the postcard in, and how did you get notified? Was it through Martha Quinn, or was it through someone through MTV?
Yeah, it was well, I sent in 8 postcards, and I was walking past the post office like a week before the deadline and sent in, and got 5 more, so I sent them lucky 13 total. And this woman, Barb Fleeman from MTV, called and said she wanted to verify my age on this postcard. And, you know, then I told her my age, you know, my birth date, and then she said, "Well, good, I'd just like to inform you, you're our grand prize winner." So, I mean, that was like a sort of real 5 seconds or whatever, you know what I mean? It was,
Yeah.
Called my pop right away, and he said, "Who's Van Halen? Some singer or something?"
Wow. So were you a huge Van Halen fan at the time?
Yeah, I was a pretty big Van Halen fan. I wasn't I don't know, I was big enough, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it was from, you know, with their first album, I mean, it was like I do love Van Halen, you know, ever since I first heard him. So I mean, I guess I was a huge fan too. That's it.
Yeah. Did you play guitar at the time? Did you ever play guitar?
No. I had learned guitar when I was younger, like 11, 12, 13, and you know, learned the notes into the chords. And then when I was 13, I quit. My parents said, "You regret it?" And I said, "Yo, I'm 13. You know what I mean? I won't regret anything." But yeah, so that was that.
Yep, sure.
Man, that's so cool. So cool. I just remember. I remember I was too young at the time to send postcards, but I was wishing that I was 18, but I wasn't. Just
Yeah, one of the.
I remember you just calling you like that lucky guy. What a lucky son of a, that type of thing. Oh
yeah. What you call it? I got phone calls from all over the country because they zoomed into my postcard. It was Martha Quinn back then, and she had her finger over my phone number, but it was listed. So people, wanted me to take them with me, or
sure,
car pics or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
From the time you got the phone call to the time that you actually were flown out there, what was how much leeway time did you have? Was it like a couple of weeks or a few days?
I think it was like probably a month, because then at least a month, because they ended up sending, I got the 2 450 Honda Nighthawk motorcycles, and the VCR machine they sent to me.
Yep.
So it was maybe 2 months, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people wish they were me at that time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's a major thing. I don't know if you've seen this, or if you even know that this photo is around. But I'm going to show it anyway. It's of you and Eddie, and you're holding one of Eddie's guitars.
Yeah.
Are you okay with me showing that photo?
Yeah, go right ahead.
How about that?
Yeah, man.
That's pretty crazy, right?
That is such a great picture, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's holding a 5150 guitar. Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, because on the commercial, when they did that 9-minute long commercial, a couple weeks after I got back, at the end of it, where we're singing in the hallway, he kisses me on the cheek, and I heard so many people say stuff about that, man.
Yeah. Well, that's Eddie. He has a habit of doing that. He's very physical. Like, he'll hug you and kiss you on the neck. He does that when he wants to be friendly and friends with you. When you're like in the inner circle.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He gets very like that. It's cool. It's very cool.
Yeah, like when I was there, he treated me and the fellow I took with me knew us for years. I mean, it was like, it's so hard to describe. It was like somebody I knew for a long time. Like, we're chilling, hanging out, and it's Van Halen, dude. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
just
yeah, that's the way it is.
Yeah. Before we saw him in concert 2 nights. The first night, the roadies went out to sabotage warm-up band's drum set before the concert started. I can't not remember the name of the warm-up band. And Alex told me, I'm sitting back there, and Alex said he had done that one time, but then it's a karma thing. He played terrible that night in concert, so he said he watches them though, but he's not involved in it. So he's like, just his karma's fine because he's just watching it.
That's funny.
And then when the concert started, he says, "Come on, Kurt." We go running out the side hallway, out into the was a Kobu Hall, into like where the basketball team or whoever would come in, and they super glued a hi-hat together. They put Honey on his chair, and there was somebody up above him throwing stuff at him. And when I'm standing there with Alex Van Halen, and all the people see, and the security was going nuts because he just said, "Come on, Kurt, let's go." And we ran and did it. Went out there to look at it, and he's out there in the thick of the lay people or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And his security came running out, and they got in people's faces to back up a couple steps,
Yeah.
That was just so cool. Like, you damn skippy, dude. I'm staying here with Alex. You can't do a damn thing about it. You can't get near him or nothing.
Yeah. Out of all the guys hanging out with Eddie and Michael Anthony and Alex and Dave, who would you say is probably at the time, who was probably the most friendly, or as far as like hangoutable, kind of just, they just took you under their wing?
Well, like Eddie was pretty much. Well, Eddie, like David, after the first show, I mean, he's talking about like different things. I mean, he's really learning, of course, and and like going on safaris and rock climbing and this and that, and I think it was probably more so Eddie, like he was in like a laid back, carried himself, like in just everything's cool, everything's good, chilled out kind of demeanor about himself,
Yeah.
Because the second night when I had the worst hangover I had in my life, he said, no, you don't, to Jack Daniels, he said, don't drink that stuff, man. Put hair on your chest,
Yeah.
Showing that he doesn't have any hair on his chest, so I guess he didn't drink Jack Daniels or whatever.
Yeah, I think Eddie was more of a Heineken guy at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just on the cloud nine, so I couldn't tell you what he was.
I can only imagine. I can only imagine that cloud was.
Yeah.
It was just an amazing feeling.
Yep.
What was the craziest thing you experienced the whole time when you were there? Like the most insane, like memorable, like fun, good time, crazy, like thing that happened.
Wow, that's what do you call them? Huge loaded questions. Let me see. Well, it's hard.
How about the top three?
Well,
if it's that hard to don't even worry about it.
No, my mind's going zing, zing, zing. Like
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
To protect the innocent, I gotta watch it, bro. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. Just.
What about let's start from the beginning. And everybody who's just jumping in here, we're talking with Kurt Jefferies. He was the winner of the Lost Weekend with Van Halen back in 1984 on MTV. Some of you guys may remember that contest. There's a lot of footage of that. There's a lot of footage. MTV weren't they filming a document? Didn't they document it?
I mean, they were filming. I want to say like 24/7. I mean, they were filming everything. They had to have a ton of raw footage because it always seemed like cameras there running, except on that you see on the commercial when we're singing. At the end of the singing, and David says, "You really do win on MTV." Eddie goes like this, "Can't film the rest," and you can hear him right when he goes like that. That's the second the camera stopped filming.
Yeah.
Like we were backstage. Was backstage where all the food and drink was and everything. But then we had these special access backstage that it was just me and Tom and the band members back there. And I guess there might have been a what do you call them? And MTV. What do you call these people? Like
DJs?
No. Like person watches over you. You know what I mean? But like.
Oh yeah. Okay. The
Like
security.
Security bodyguards.
Well.
Yeah. Chaperones.
Yeah. Like parents would chaperone a young kid's dance or something. That kind of thing. Like he was just. This guy was pretty cool too. I mean, but it was. There's just so much stuff in that short amount of time that went down.
What about like let's start at the beginning. Like let's say you mailed in the postcards, you get the phone call, and then from there, what happens basically after that?
I get the phone call. I guess they called me the day before they announced it, or a couple days to get my name right, I guess, or would just like I said, check my age. So then I watched it when she said we have a winner. 1 million postcards are sent in. This card belongs to Mr. Kurt Jefferies from Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. And then that's when the phones start ringing, you know, like Lake Tahoe, California, Florida, New York, everywhere.
So did they notify you before they read it on MTV?
Yeah, that's when that Barb Fleeman called me to say, I want to verify your age on this.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
So you knew. So you already knew. So
I knew before they announced it, yeah. But it's funny, I had a job at a retail store and on the loading dock, and I used to say to the guys I work with, when are they going to announce that winner on MTV? You know, I want to hear my name announced on national TV. And I would say that, but that was long before I won. It was just unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how crazy cool is that? You know, what I mean? It's just, you know, guys, you know, sorry. No, you know, guys, you know the contest I was talking about? Yeah, really check it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
man. So basically, so what they do? So they flew you to a show in a different state, basically.
Yeah. You know, like on the previews, David Lee Roth. I mean, on the promotion, David Lee Roth says you'll never know where you're going. But you know, just looked at the tour dates, and we went to Cobo Hall in Detroit. But limousines pick us up at the house. Me and my buddy Tom took us down to Philly and Learjet out to Detroit, and got there. You know, dropped off our stuff at the hotel and went right over because it was early evening by then. You know, then we came in, met everybody, and hung out. You know, just relaxing and talking, and then that's the. I guess that was the night that the guy did the sabotage in the warm-up band's drum sets.
Mm-hmm. Kurt, real quick, our friend Vinny Romano says, hello, Kurt Jefferies.
Hey, Vinny Romano.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what was the first meeting like when you first walked in, the first time you actually met the band? Was it, you know, I mean, so you just set it up, you and your friend that you brought, you just walk in and standing there?
Well, you know, it's like a whole bunch of stuff going on backstage. And I mean, I guess it was Ed we met first. And hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? He shook my hand and stuff, and you know, just congratulate me and just like small talk stuff to begin with. Just like, you know, I mean, he's like I said about totally relaxed and chilled out. But you know, the first exact moment, you know, first when you meet somebody, and then we went and met took us in to meet David when he got like he has like 5 of his boxes open with probably like 50 different kind of outfits in them.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to him for a short time, but yeah, nothing stands out really the first time we went in to meet him. I mean, it was, like I said, it was I was walking a couple inches off the ground, so it was just trying to absorb it all. But I mean, it was just nothing just stands out. About when I first met him and everything, just like, Jesus Christ, this is freaking Eddie Van Halen, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Our friend Joe Suma says, hey, Kurt, great stories. Thanks for coming on the show and sharing. And our friend Hefner says, hello, Kurt. Wow, good to see you.
Yeah, cool. I mean, I'm glad Dave took initiative and got a hold of me, man, and it worked out that I could get hooked up with you guys for the night, because I mean, it's very cool. I mean, this is like well, I was going to say ancient history. I was going to say history from a back a ways, and I mean, like, it's so wild that this is something that came back around. Like joining the 3 fan and Van Halen fan sites on Facebook, and that opened up a lot of people sending me messages or comments from all kind of different states and everything, really.
Yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know this, you know, you're talking about something that happened, what, 30 years ago? 33 years ago?
Great, yeah.
Is that what it is? You know? So for you, it was 33 years ago. For a lot of other people, people watch those videos of you. Like, people watch that video every day. You know? So for a lot of people, it's very, very fresh, you know, in their minds. And it's cool.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah. So hey, if sorry.
Go ahead. No.
Yeah, if any of you guys in the chat room, if you have any questions, for Kurt, just leave them in the chat box here. Make sure to tag one of us, like say David Nesdall or say Johnny Beane if you have a question for Kurt, so we can see it.
Yes. Also, keep the questions kind of on the rated PG. Nothing. You know.
Well, we're just not going to read those.
Nothing that he doesn't want to answer.
Dave, we just won't read those.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So ask whatever you guys want, but if you guys want him to answer your question, you know, make it a good one.
Yeah. What Johnny
There we
said.
go. Bill Camporis is a good question.
Oh yeah. Bill Camporis says, "What kind of swag did Kurt get? Kurt get?
Well,
Like, what kind of stuff did they give you?"
Well, I got the Van Halen jacket hanging right here behind me. You know, they got a 450 Honda Nighthawk motorcycles. That's swag, whatever. But what's it called?
I remember there was footage of you guys walking into your hotel room, and there was stuff like spread out on your beds and stuff.
You know, it was they have a bunch of guitar picks thrown around. You know, with Michael Anthony and Eddie Van Halen's names on different ones, and they had tickets from different concerts across the country, and then you know the Van Halen bandana, and they had those like painter's hats, I guess you would call them.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
with the dude with the sledgehammer or the mallet hidden behind him.
Yeah,
And the
Little man.
MTV jacket was great because it was a varsity jacket. Like I was saying, it was the last time they did the varsity jackets, you know, with the red leather sleeves and the like MTV letter, like high school sports letter with the black. You know, and I wore that thing, you know, quite a bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, I won a contest on MTV, man. I'm gonna go show it off a little bit, you know.
I
So
wonder.
I have a question. Do you still have any of those guitar picks?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. I got like I had like a scrapbook, but like I kept a couple guitar picks, and you know, like the letter that was sent to me from MTV. You know, congratulations, Judas, and that, and then a copy of the itinerary, you know, stuff we did, you know, hourly stuff split up, but you know, the jackets and and there was articles in different newspapers and magazines across the country, and I have some copies of, you know, some copies of those type of things. The Van Halen on the video, I'm putting on one of the Van Halen.
The necklace, the VH necklace.
Oh yes, the VH necklace.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Very cool.
You said something like you said something in the video like, didn't Eddie wear one of these in the Jump video?
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because my friend gives a flip. Oh yeah, I think so. But
You ever talk to that guy anymore? You ever talk to your friend that you brought with you?
oh yeah, absolutely. He's like a cousin, second cousin. I don't want to explain it, but you know, we went to school together and everything too. But you know, in that commercial, the one we're in a hotel room, I go to put on the Van Halen jacket, and I got the band down on my head. I said, "This is a bad jacket, man."
That's so funny.
Give a thumbs up.
Our friend Hefner asks, and I'm going to answer this for you. Kurt, did you get to play one of Eddie Van Halen's guitars? Here's a photo, Hef. Here's a photo of Kurt playing the 5150 guitar. How about that?
Did you get to hang? See, you probably saw all the guitars that he had with him on tour, right?
Yeah, yeah. That was a great visual, Dave. Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome. I'll send that photo to you. I'll send it to your phone a little later on.
Yeah. All right.
By the way, Kurt, did you know a lot about, like, when you won this? Did you know a lot about Van Halen, or about Eddie, or about his guitars, or were you that big of a fan where you knew, like, you walk in the room and, oh, that's the 5150 guitar or whatever, you know?
Oh man, you're putting me on the spot. Thanks a lot. No, I wasn't. You know, I was big, but I wasn't. You know, like that's a 5150 guitar right there. No,
because whether you know it or not, that guitar you're holding, that picture, that's huge.
That guitar is the guitar that put hair on all of our chests.
Yeah.
It's the guitar. That's the guitar that makes us all want to build these.
Really?
Yeah. It's the same guitar. Everyone wants this guitar because of that guitar.
Oh man, is that the one he plays on the what the heck was that, the Jump or Panama video when he plays
the Panama video? Yes, that's the Panama video guitar. Yes.
Yeah, we all got him. See, Kurt, we all got him.
Yeah.
You know.
Actually, Kurt, didn't I don't know if you know this or not? Didn't they use some of the footage from your weekend? That was in. Didn't they use some of that in the Panama video? Or wasn't the Panama? Wasn't that video filmed around your weekend?
I really don't know.
I think I heard something about that a long time ago. Yeah, like maybe some of the live footage is maybe from one of the shows that you were at, possibly.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah.
Because you had said they were filming all the time.
Well, they were filming. It was like MTV's camera filming. Like, I just thought it was MTV's camera, like filming all the stuff so they could, for what they would put on, you know, after I came back to show everybody. I don't know. I'm not positive, but I remember hearing something about that too, about the Panama video and some of the footage in Detroit. But I wasn't paying attention to that back then.
Yeah. I got some pretty cool stuff here, Kurt. You might get a kick out of. I don't know if you have a copy of this, but this magazine came out in the summer of '95, right around that time frame, 94, 95. They started making a Van Halen fan club magazine. It was called The Inside, and they did about 50 copies.
Yeah. That's the one that the guy called and interviewed me, I think.
Oh yeah, was it Scott Smith? Was it Scott Smith that interviewed you back then?
Sure.
Yeah, interviewed by Scott Smith.
I was at a buddy's house who was in a band. He played lead guitar, and that's how I got hooked up with this guy, because I talked to him on the phone back then.
Yeah.
And he said, it's like he was saying it's like the Van Halen fan club book, and then he was saying how he really sold tons of issues when that interview was printed.
What?
Yeah,
Copy.
Sorry. What'd you say, Rob?
No, go for it. You talk. Go ahead.
Oh no. I think I have that one. Did you just show one because something came up on my screen here? Did you just? Because I think
I'll show it. It says the savage tale of booze, babes, Van Halen, and two unsuspecting men from Pennsylvania. Interview written by Jeff Bell. Interview by Scott Smith. And we all know Scott. Scott's a big Van Halen guitar guy. He's been for years, and he's been instrumental in getting Dave and I into our Van Halen collection. You can probably see some of my guitars in the background here. But anyways, here's a few pictures that you guys out there might like. Here's a picture of Kurt, Alex, Eddie, and Dave.
And Mike.
Well,
And Mike, yeah, there's
oh
Mike
yeah, Mike.
right
There he is. There's Mike.
Yeah.
There's Dave and Kurt sitting there. Looks like there's cake on the wall. You guys must have had one heck of a massive food fight.
You know, that was the second night. Yeah, because I mean it was out of control with the food fight. Not out. It was just crazy.
Got some pictures here. There's Kurt. Is that your friend Tom next to you?
Yeah. Yep.
There's Eddie with the 5150 guitar. You can see the 1984 guitar here with the chrome hardware on it and the little guitars. Here's Kurt when he's getting called him out on stage, getting the wine and champagne sprayed all over him with the cake. And then here's the picture Dave was showing. Kurt holding the 5150 guitar. Again, you can see the 84 guitar on the side. And then picture of Dave and Kurt. Really, really cool stuff. Really neat. There's that jacket you were talking about too, Kurt, right?
The varsity MTV jacket.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really, really neat stuff. Yeah. So it's got a real cool story here about, whatever will all happen. So again, guys, this is for everybody out there, this is the Inside Summer of '95 magazine. You can find these on eBay. They don't print these anymore. They don't make the Inside magazine anymore. But I was a member for years, so I have them.
Mm-hmm.
I had all of them. I don't know what I did with them all, but I used to have all of them.
Yeah.
They might still be available actually on VHND or Van Halen store.
No,
They actually
No,
might still
not
have
all
some.
of them. Not all of them.
Some
Only
of
a very few. Some of them are, not all of them. But you can find all of them on eBay if you can't find the ones that are on the news desk.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
We have 69 people watching us at the moment. 20 thumbs up.
21 thumbs up.
People are liking it.
Hey, what did you just say, Dave? I missed that.
We had 69 people watching us at one time.
Oh,
And
okay.
20 thumbs ups. 20 people. 20 likes.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Showman Blues. The guest is Kurt Jefferies, the winner of the Lost Weekend with Van Halen back in 1984.
Yeah. Probably the biggest contest, I would think.
Oh yeah, it was the biggest one to date. That's for sure. And like I said, was a tractor trailer filled with postcards. That's so unbelievable. I mean, so like, man, just to fathom that. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
I mean, and I always hear people. I say, yo, do you like with the big lotteries, big money lotteries. I'm like, do you ever play them? They're like, no, I never win, so I don't play. I'm like, wait a second, you never win, so you don't play. So how would you win? But I'm just saying, I'm like, yeah, well, let me tell you about a contest I won. I'll just say, there was like over 1 million entries, and and I entered it with the thought somebody got to win. It's totally serious. Somebody got to win. Why can't it be me? And it worked out. It was
Sure.
on, man.
Man.
Great.
Mm-hmm. So what about like afterwards? Like just after after 1984, were you a big fan? Like, what did you think? The next year.
Yeah, because I went to see him. Yeah, I went to see him, and I went to see. I guess it was Van Hagar was next.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw Van Halen with Wolfgang down Atlantic City the one time. Then I saw him again a couple years ago at down at the Wells Fargo down in Philly.
Yep.
Yeah, when it was so funny. He had like Gap Band or somebody warming up for him, dude. It was so bizarre to me, like Van Halen.
Oh, Cool in the Gang.
Cool in the
Oh
Gang.
yeah, Cool in the Gang. That's right. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that Cool in the Gang, that kind of music I like it. It's from back in the day when I was in high school, late 70s, early 80s. I mean, I love that music. So it was fine with me, but it's funny how they hook up. Wonder how they hook up. Who's going to be warming up? You know what I mean? It's just what minds decide, whatever.
The last time I saw them in 2015, Kenny Wayne Shepherd opened for them.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Ah, that's nice.
Yeah. Kenny Wayne opened for him. It was very cool. And I think he opened for them again. He opened for them back in, I think it was 93. Was it 93?
98.
Was it 98?
98 during the 3 tour.
Okay. Well, yeah.
It was the one the Blue on Black song was out, 1998. Yeah, and it was so cool that he came back and did it again back in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is pretty cool, really.
Yeah.
When I went to see him down in Philly the last time, when I don't know, was it seriously cool in the gang? I mean,
Yeah.
What was that? 2012?
2012, yeah.
What's his name? A DJ that's been a DJ at 93 MMR Rock Station Philly. I think he's the longest running, steady running DJ that's been at a station. He was talking. He had like 50 people around him talking after concert. And I walked up there with the two buddies I was with, and they're saying, "Go tell him who you are. Go tell him who you are." So I pushed through the crowd and went up to him, and he just went to commercial. And his name Pierre Rivera. Said, "Hey Pierre, just want to stop up, tell you I was a gentleman who won the Van Halen Lost Weekend back in 1984 on MTV." And he said, "Cool, you want to hang around, man? Yeah, because we're going to come right back on to interview you." And that was really cool because I talked to him for like 5 minutes or so, and then I was getting hit up on the on my smartphone going home. "Yo, dude, I was just listening to you on MMR." So that's something.
Cool.
Yeah, like I remember, I forgot about 94 YSP. That's another rock station, and it's sports radio now, whatever. But it was rock station back then. They had me come on when they were announcing a winner of some contest with Van Halen. It was like, small, whatever. I have no idea what the contest was, but it was something with Van Halen. So they asked me to come down just to be on the air for that.
That's cool.
Very cool.
It's kind of funny, Kurt. When Dave and Johnny were telling me actually a few days back, 3-4 days ago, that we were going to have you on the show because we all knew about it. It was pretty neat. It was some interesting news because, like I said, I mean, I remember watching that back then. Having videos and stuff on VHS tape and DVDs nowadays. I still have the whole Lost Weekend thing on, and I'll watch it every once in a while. And every time I see it, and you're getting off the plane and going to the hotel room and hanging out backstage, I always think to myself, man, what an incredible tour. Of all the Van Halen tours, the 1984 tour must have been one of the most coolest ones to be able to get what you did.
Yeah. How about it? I mean, it was everything. I mean, it was like pinnacle, wasn't it, for them? I mean, like just
yeah.
It was just it. It's what's called up, and this is totally irrelevant from anything we talked about. But I met Valerie Bertinelli was there at the time, because Eddie was married to Valerie.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the first one that served me and my buddy drinks.
That's cool. She nice lady to talk to back then.
Yeah,
real friendly.
Yep.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay,
Dave.
Yeah.
Just
beautiful woman inside and out. I mean, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
From TV shows, from whatever.
Yeah, one day at a time. Yeah.
I couldn't think of I hate that when you go blank. That was at one day at a time. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you used to watch that show? Did you used to watch that when it was originally on?
Well, no, I wasn't a regular watcher, but I watched it enough times, and I was just reading like a couple months ago where they were doing a Spanish version of that, and Rita Moreno was like the mother. The actress Rita Moreno, or wasn't she? Who the hell knows Rita Moreno? All right, I'm done talking.
Come on, Rob. Yes.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, she whatever. I'm done talking about her, man. But yeah, I was busy watching, Happy Days and shit like that, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
Happy Days. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was a good show. So when everything was wrapped up after the whole few days or whatever, how did you guys all part ways? Was it? I mean, y'all saying happy trails, obviously, but I mean, were they like, hey, we'll stay in touch, or maybe we'll talk tickets for another show, or?
You know what? We were told we were going to get hooked up when it came to Philly. We were going to get hooked up to get to go backstage, but that '84 was the last tour with David back then. So then, when it came again, it was Van Hagar, and it was
it was a whole different organization.
Oh yeah, it's a different animal, and when that would never happen because that's
right. No Monk wasn't their manager anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
There was new managers. They had left.
I just realized that when you said to me before Noel was till '85, and that was it. I didn't even put that together. That's when they whatever the word is, disintegrated. Not whatever, they just split.
Yeah, they just they all went their separate ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Noel just put out he just did a big interview. It's written down. They needed an audio interview with his time with Van Halen. It's all over the internet. If you get a chance, Kurt, I don't know if you've listened to it. It's a really good listen. He gets into the nitty gritty of what happened back in those days. It's pretty cool, pretty interesting stuff.
Oh, there is audio. There is audio. Okay, because I have read about how he wrote a book or something. But
yeah, he did. I just finished listening to the audio book of it. You can get where it gets read to you. The whole book gets read to you, and it's really good.
Oh yeah. Because I was hooked up when I went to college. I was able to get books on tape, so I know about that. That's so much better for me, man. Just listen to it. You could be cruising in your car listening to it, whatever. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I did.
Because I just choose to do it easier, softer way, and let somebody else read it to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And to tell you the truth, he doesn't mention your name in the book, but he mentions the Lost Weekend with Van Halen in the book.
Does he really?
Yes.
That bastard! I should get some kind of residual off of that.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, that's the second night when I had the hangover. Alex took me to the fridge. I had 16-ounce Schlitz malt liquor, and people are so amazed. Some people are just blown away when I say Schlitz malt liquor. You know what I mean? But he had 16-ounce can. He took one out. He gave me one. He said, you got to open it to drink. And I'm like, dude, I'm hurting pretty good, And he puts his hand on my shoulder and says, Kurt, you're not going to leave the spot till you drink that beer. And he slammed his. And then that's so funny when you say no, because if this one happened, I would never remember his name, because then somebody called Alex to go somewhere and he said, no, watch him, make sure he drinks this beer.
Yeah.
He was the one that was carrying the cake, wasn't it? Wasn't that Noel?
I'm almost positive. Yeah, it was that he was that was their personal manager at the time. Yeah.
Yeah. He took me back and he said, "Can you see okay without your glasses on?" And I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm like, yeah, I can see fine, and because we're gonna crush you, Kurt, with a cake and like 10 bottles of champagne.
Did they say that? Did they let you know that ahead of time?
Oh, no. No, man. When people look at that, like the way David does it, I swear to God, he looks like he's trying to take my head off, man. He's just like boom. But it was so cool when I watched it to see, like, I don't understand how all those guys came out. I mean, I swear to God, there had to be like 12 guys out there with champagne bottles,
Yeah, they all came out behind you.
Yeah, and even the two midgets and stuff. I mean, or little people or whatever.
Now, let's be PC.
Yeah, it was messed up.
Little men.
I'm sorry, little men.
Little men with mallets, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they were. I asked those guys. One guy if he was really a black belt. He said, "Nah, this is Hollywood, man," because they always had the black belt uniforms on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they were Roth's bodyguards, is what they were.
Yeah. I have a picture of me with sitting in a chair and those two guys, one on each side of me. They're like doing like
Yeah, Rob has it.
Oh yeah, I saw that photo. Yeah.
It's in that magazine.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Rob, show it again real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed. Well, because I think I got a few 8x10 black and whites at home.
There.
There it
A
is.
little higher, Rob. A little higher. Right there.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
You know, see how when you showed it, yeah, that's cool.
The one guy looks like he's biting your ear off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
That's little Mike Tyson. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. The first night we were on the lighting platform on the other side of the floor when they took me up, and then the second night I was in the pit right in front of the stage with security the whole time. And Ed's, making I was right in front of Eddie most of the time, and he's making faces, flicking guitar picks out at me. So that was pretty cool.
That's
Wow.
amazing. That's incredible.
I was going to ask, where were you during the concerts? How did you actually watch the shows? But
Well, like the first night was all the way on the back, and where the lighting platform was in the back of the arena. Stage was this side, and the lighting platform up that way. Am I describing that right? Yeah. And the second night it was in the pit right in front of stage with the security, and all the people going nuts, trying to, at different times they're like just trying to get through the security, and they're all just holding them back, and me and my buddy are just there, standing there, listening to Van Halen. Like I said, Eddie flicking guitar picks out, and then I don't know if somebody said it happens different times. Somebody threw a lighter off the upper deck at David and hit him right in the chest or belly, and he turns around and says, "Stop, stop, stop," to the band, and then he goes back and points up. He says, "Listen, da-da-da-dum, dum-dum, dum-dum. If you want to throw something, blah, 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 come down here, and I'll da-da-dum." Then they go, I had to clean that up. That was kind of mumbled. But it had a lot of words that begin with,
yeah.
And then he goes, bam, right back in the sun. That was pretty cool. And I don't know if somebody said, I know when I was in Atlantic City and saw them, he's singing one song, and all of a sudden he goes, "I forgot the words." I don't know if you've ever heard that before.
He still does that today.
He does that.
Yeah.
I don't know if he actually forgets the words or if that's part of the show. But I can understand if he did forget the words, because I don't think he used a teleprompter at all.
Yeah.
No. Yes.
Well, 2012. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Somebody would.
Well, I'm just gonna say real quick. In 2012, they played "Hang 'Em High" twice, and one of the times they played it was when they were in Boston, and I got to see it. And I actually have it on video and on audio, and it was like, whoa, "Hang 'Em High." I haven't heard that song, forever. And Dave said he sang the wrong verse. He sang the second verse the first time and messed it up. It was definitely one of those deals where he did forget the words on that one.
Yeah, I have audio of that. I have audio of that show, and I think he says he hasn't sung that song in a million years. I haven't sung that.
Jay goes, "That's the first time million years."
Yeah, I wonder what Ed thinks. Like in that moment when he's playing the guitar for the song, and then he does the wrong.
I'll tell you the truth. I don't think Eddie listens.
Yeah, really?
I don't think he's listening to the words. I think he's paying attention to his guitar, and that's it.
It's so dynamite because I don't know if I said this to you the other day, Dave, that if I'm in a department store or I'm anywhere and they have music on, I just hear the slightest sound of the slightest noise of the song, and if it's Van Halen, it's like so easy that it's instantly it's Van Halen. With Eddie's guitar, it's just so like, oh my goodness. I say, I don't know the music guitar terms and stuff, but it's like so crisp and precise. I don't know how you say it. It's just like, because when I listen to other bands, there's a lot of good bands, but I just personally don't think anybody gets close to Eddie's level. That's my personal opinion. You know, it just blows me away every time.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some incredible technique in those fingers, no doubt.
Man.
No doubt.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's the whole package as far as a guitar player, musician, everything. And so that's why when you say, you know, on that 1984 tour, you're right in front of him. He's throwing guitar picks at you, making faces. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable, man.
Yeah. I saw something a couple weeks ago on the internet. It was him. It was a show with some older guy. I don't know if he was a musician too, but he had Eddie on the stage with him. It brought Eddie up and played some music. Eddie was doing some talking about, you know, his guitar and stuff, and you know, like
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It was with Les Paul.
Yeah, it was Les Paul.
Back in 1988. Yeah, it was back. That was Les Paul's birthday in 1988.
Oh, okay. And just listening to him talk, man, too. You know what I'm saying? It's like listen to an expert, gifted artist, you know, and talking about the guitar and this and that. It's just like, it's just cool as hell, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that was another example where Eddie gave Les Paul a kiss on the side of the face. Right after that, he did that because he was talking about their little black box, the little black box that. Yeah. And then Eddie goes in and he starts playing Cathedral on his 5150 guitar. Yeah.
Man.
Mm-hmm. U.S. American Made Guitars says hi.
Hey. What's I gonna say? It's gone. I don't know.
That's okay.
Not a problem.
It's all good.
So, do you still think about that quite frequently? Is there time? I mean, I'm sure when you're driving to work or whatever you're doing, or going to the grocery store, and you got the radio going, and Van Halen comes on, it must right off the bat just go right into your head like that time, huh?
Yeah, and I got a Mazda with a kick butt system that was put in it before I bought it. So, you know, I can really, you know, I go back there, Ben, and I can really just crank it up. I mean, it's just, please, man.
Gotta have a good stereo system.
Yeah, absolutely. That's cool. That's really cool. What's your I mean, when you go see Van Halen now, or, you know, a few years ago when you went to see him, you still get that same feeling you got back in the 80s when you were seeing him? I mean, as far as like excitement.
Yeah, I get like what we say, like a buzzing feeling kind of shit, you know. Clean up the mouth, sir, man.
Okay, we'll clean it up in the mix.
That's all right.
We'll blame that one on Dave.
Blame it on me. It's all right. I curse all the time.
All right, cool. So easy to pass the buck, bro.
Yeah. You did say buck, right?
Yeah.
I heard you're moving into stand-up comedianism, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm there already.
Yeah. Just don't stand up.
Oh no, I can't stand up today.
So this gig right here, this is, you guys do this 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Cool, man. That's like unbelievable. Like I was saying when you got off earlier, Dave, I was talking bad about you to Johnny, but no, I wasn't. I just said you guys both have the perfect personality for this, and I can tell Rob too. You know what I mean? Like, it can't get any better than this for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, damn.
It's fun. It's a good time. We all enjoy it. Johnny and Dave and I all have a little different personality, but we all kind of mix pretty well.
Yeah, really.
Well, listen, do any of you guys have a cake that we can throw in Kirk's face?
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I remember when you said that, made me remember I told you I was on WISP when they gave out a contest winner. And I remember the DJ was Calton, her name is. She's on like a different station now, whatever. But she says, so how did it feel getting a cake smashed in your face, you know, from Van Halen? I'm like, I don't know. I started mumbling to her, and she goes, no. How did it feel getting a cake smashed in your face, Van Halen? I'm like, it was Van Halen. You know what I'm saying? That's all I said.
How the cake taste is more like it. How did it taste?
You being serious?
No.
Oh, you're just, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like asking me what I had for dinner 40 years ago.
Yeah. Because you could see after he announces the Detroit, Kurt, you know, on to him, just all smiling with that floppy Gilligan's Island hat on, that, you know, having no idea they're going to be dive bombing on me with that stuff. So
sheet cake, and yes, I said sheet.
Yo, you know what I said when on another part of the commercial? Probably nobody even notices this, but I said, yeah, because they did an interview in the hotel room the next day, and I said, yeah,
Right back, guys.
for my birthday, I said that was just made up. For some reason, I said that. Like, I don't know what the hell they had the cake for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just thought I'd say.
Oh, it was a party. It was a party.
Exactly, but
you were a winner. You were a contest winner. You know, that's what the cake was for.
Yeah, I know.
And that was probably really to put it in your face. They probably had that all planned out.
Yeah. Oh, you know that. What's it called? Yeah, whatever.
It's all good. Man.
My mind goes blank. Not really.
No, it's all right.
Mm-hmm. Do you? Here's a question. Do you even remember going out on stage with them and standing in front of that huge crowd? I mean, I know we all see the footage all the time.
Yeah.
Do you have memories of actually being out there and what it was like?
Well, I remember, like, I went all the way back after he did the cake, and I'm changing out of the, all the soaking the shirt and stuff. But then they said, they want you back out there, Kurt. So I was way back there, and I had to go running all the way out, and I'm there on the, on the step down, waving, they're leaving, and Dave's jumping up and down. Then he steps back, and I come running out, and I start slapping hands, and somebody grabs me and starts pulling me in. And I remember that. And because Dave grabs my arm.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. At the end of the song, when they're doing their bow to everyone.
Yeah.
Back out for that. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't know what's going on, I mean, you wouldn't know there because somebody pulled me, and Dave grabs me, and he's laughing as he turns around, and take me back to the
dressing room.
Yeah, the after party bash.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember how loud was the music? Really loud on stage when you went out there and they were playing?
Well, I was standing on the side of the stage, okay, and a crew member came up with a fifth of Jack Daniels, and he offered it to me, but it's hard for me to swallow Jack Daniels for some reason. I don't know. Whatever. I took a sip, okay? Then they started playing other songs, so then I said, yo, you got any more of that? So I took a couple more sips backstage, and that's when I met Ballard Bertinelli back there and stuff. So it was loud, but, everything was kind of, that surreal, numb stuff. I mean, it's like I'm on the side of the stage of Van Halen playing right there. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to be going out there on the stage like any minute now, and it's just, man, it gives me, it's pretty cool right now talking about it, giving me like chills kind of thing,
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. That's a big place. That venue in Detroit.
Yeah.
What was it called?
Cobo Hall, I guess. Cobo Arena, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Somebody was saying in the chat room that venue has since been torn down.
Really, I would believe it because it was quite. I mean, it was nice, but I mean, you could tell that it had, been there a while. That's pretty wild. Yeah, because we were in a hotel right across the street from it. Mm-hmm. But you know, there's so much stuff going on in Detroit and not going on in Detroit. You know, it's like it was cool that the night after the day after the concert, the first night concert, the limo driver drove us around Detroit, you know, showing us different sites and things. That was pretty cool, really. You know, and it's like Motor City, you know what I mean? And it was, and he was really, you know, he was really learned, and it was, you know, you go somewhere new, checking it out, and I mean, that was cool. Like, I'm sure people thought that we were going to be hanging out with the band all day, but you know, it wasn't like that. It was just before and after concert.
Yep.
But I just, you know, it was pretty cool thing to experience, you know, a little bit of Detroit. It used to be the motor capital of the world, so.
Yep. Very cool.
Yes. Charlie S. says that's the arena where Kiss Alive was recorded.
Oh, really?
The first live album from Kiss.
Well, that's cool.
That's what he says.
I was looking at the one of the fan club sites on Facebook earlier, and they showed Metallica singing
Yeah, Running with the Devil.
Running with the Devil, yeah. Well, I think he did one verse. He said, "Yeah, I don't know no more. I apologize to people for having to put up with that."
Yeah, I saw that today. That was cool.
Yeah, that was at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
And that's where the band is from.
Oh, that was cool.
So that's yeah.
I'm checking the chat. I'm checking the chat to see if anyone else has any questions for Kurt.
Yes. Oh well. There's new people jumping in all the time. So
yeah.
If you guys have any questions, Kurt Jefferies, the winner of the last weekend with Van Halen contest on MTV back in 1984. I'm sure some of you.
Yeah, remember when MTV used to play music?
Yeah, that's back when they were cool.
Sorry, I jumped on you there.
That's okay. That's okay. That's all right.
You're allowed.
So do you remember the promotion for all that on MTV?
Yeah, you know, I had a bad accident in October of 1982. So I was home doing. I had to go to physical rehab and stuff, and then other things. For like 2 years, I go outpatient to a physical rehab place, Bryn Mawr Rehab on top of the country. Okay, and I remember sitting at home seeing the commercial come on, and that, you know, it was like that. Well, I'm like, holy smokes. And then that's when I started thinking big time about, I guess I started thinking about that. Somebody got to win this. Why can't it be me? Because, you know, a lot of times I'm like, you know, like the people I said that don't play lottery because they don't win. And I wouldn't enter stuff because it'd be the same way. But, and I sent in the 8 and then the 5 more, and the rest is history.
Yeah. Hey, Kurt, hang on 1 second. 1 second. Our friend US American Made Guitars asks, how close did he get to Eddie's guitar? Well, I'm going to show you how close he got to Eddie's guitar. I'm going to show this photo one more time. That's Kurt holding Eddie's guitar right there. How about that? You can't get much closer than that. Right there.
Look at that.
That's too cool.
Was he pretty cool about letting you just go pick up his guitars and strum on them? And
yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, it was unbelievable how relaxed I felt. I mean, it was just you know, it's Eddie Van Halen, and it was like I said, surreal is a word, but I mean, it was unbelievable how I was just totally at ease, you know. I mean, it's, you know, like people would say, people would say to me sometimes, like they thought David Lee Roth was going to be like, you know, not being, you know, like not really talking much. You know what I mean? To being you know, above.
Being a rock star, you mean?
Yeah, oh yeah, there you go, dude. You hit it again, man. But it was just Eddie had no problem, you know. And then you know what you call Michael. I didn't get to show Michael Anthony's Jack Daniels guitar.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't remember if he played it that night or not.
Mike must have been kind of a fun guy to hang out with too, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely. He's pretty built dude too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, I guess, like when I think about rock and rollers and stuff, you know, like Mick Jagger or whoever, whatever. I just don't picture a guy like, you know, like this dude was pumping some iron. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he was like he could have been on one of them stinking Jack LaLanne commercials or something. You know what I mean? Like whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what I just said that for. Okay.
I don't either.
Did you say I don't either, Dave? Real thing, Kurt.
I do that from time to time. I'm just my dog is freaking out a little bit because there's fireworks going on here. My dog's super afraid. She's actually lying on the floor because she's afraid.
I forget, you told me the name earlier. Oh no, I didn't see that one. I saw Johnny's earlier. Yeah.
This is Brandy.
Brandon.
He's a very nice.
Forgive my knees. Johnny's probably like, no.
I'm not even going to ask, Dave. Don't want to know, Dave. Don't even talk. No,
I fell. What do you want me to tell you? You know, that's why I wear glasses. I can't see. I'm blind.
I'm kidding, Art.
Bozique, ask your question again. I'm looking.
Oh, did he ask her? Hang on. I'm going to ask this again because the guys missed it earlier. How inseparable was Eddie from his instrument? Would people be hanging out? And he have to leave to go to work out on new riffs that he thought of? Oh, geez, that's a hard question to ask.
Well, basically, every time you saw Eddie backstage, was he playing his guitar? Was he always wearing a guitar?
Not always. Most of the time before concert, of course, but I'm trying to think of how that question was asked. I'm trying to figure out. What did he say? Like he
wanted to know if Eddie had always had his guitar on, or if he would leave to play his guitar to think of new riffs.
You know, it's not really. I mean, it was, you know, he hung out a lot, you know, like just chilling.
Yeah.
It's, you know, and Valerie was there. Like, I don't know if she traveled with them all the time when they were married or what. But no, he didn't. You know, he just stayed in the moment with, you know, the Lost Weekend Van Halen winner, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Since it was a pretty big show, you know, because it was you know, you were there. The contest winner was there. I know it was in Detroit, but did you happen to see like any other like celebrities like hanging like in LA? You know, you'd have the backstage shows and there'd be celebrities everywhere.
Yeah.
For that show, did you see anybody else walking around like?
No, that's pretty wild. No, didn't. I mean, you know, when they were saying, you know, you won't know where you're going and stuff, and I was hoping it was going to be like L.A. or somewhere out there. You know what I mean? It's like.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit.
Did you pick Detroit?
Oh no, that was already set up, and then like on the promo he says you won't know where you're going, and you know you won't know if you're even going to return, but and then I just saw the date and I just looked at their schedule, so that's how I knew where I was going. And also they were supposed like it was the year, I don't know if it was the year Footloose came out.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to see that on the Learjet, they said, but then, you know, it was like an hour flight on their jet, whatever. So the last day we were there, they had us. We could call anyone back in this area, friends, family, anyone, to meet at They booked 2 hotel rooms down in King of Prussia. That's down, that's like
Yeah, it's in Philly.
20 minutes. Well, no, it's whatever, like it's irrelevant. It's down there somewhere. But they rented 2 rooms and they were showing Footloose to whoever we called, and they had it loaded with food and booze and everything.
Oh,
So
cool.
Footloose, because since it was one of the it was on a promo, so we were supposed to watch it. So that's how they got hooked that up, and that was pretty cool that we, I can't remember how many people we had come, but
it was one of the prizes.
What's that?
It was one of the prizes. It was something that you won.
Yeah, so contractually we had to watch it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Do you even remember the movie after what you just experienced? Were you like, you like Kevin Bacon?
I probably didn't pay attention to it, really.
Our friend Charlie, yes. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'd still be in shock, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you do, for a week after that. Oh, for a month. Oh, for 33 years after that.
Yeah.
I'd still be thinking about it.
Yeah, I was still high, because we landed, drove in Philly and went up to King Prussia for that, and I mean, it was still, all those people there. Not, I don't know if we might have 30 so people there, but, it was like still walking above the ground. So I didn't pay much attention to the movie, I'm sure.
So that brings us to our next question before Johnny opens his mouth again.
But wait.
Charlie S. says, Kurt, how long did it take you to come down from when it was all over? Did it seem like a dream afterwards?
How can I say it? It took quite a while because I was just like
you were 20 years old.
20 years old, you know what I mean? And it's and I was still and I started getting phone calls again when I got home, but I was still, I was still flying high. I mean, for quite a while afterwards, because it was I hung out with Van Halen for 2 days, following concert twice, was on stage with him. I mean, it was all like a dream. I mean, but it was.
Was it actually over a weekend?
No, it was a Thursday. We got there Thursday night. Thursday, because I put a picture of the ticket on one of the fan pages on Facebook. I still had what's left of my ticket because that was in my pocket when the cake and champagne got all over me. But I still had half the ticket, and you can read April 5th, 1984, playing his day on it in the middle. That's what's cool. It was Thursday, April 5th. We got there Thursday late afternoon. Then we went over before and after concert, and then Friday night we saw him again. So we came back on a Saturday.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So when you got back, you just touched on it a second ago, and it's kind of interesting because that was going to be my next question. Was when you got back, your phone must have been ringing off the hook. I mean, friends, family, people wanting to know how your weekend was, what it was like, what happened.
Oh yeah. It was house phone blowing up. You know what I mean? Like I mean, I couldn't even imagine what it would have been like. I would have had to not even carry a smartphone. The smartphones were around back then. Could you imagine? Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, still people congratulating me. People wanting to, get something off me. Like if they could get something off me that I got from my, while I was there with the band. Like, you know what? I swear to God, I bet you I had 25, 30 guitar picks. Some of them had, like I said earlier, Mike Anthony's name on the back. Some of them had Eddie Van Halen's, and I mailed out all of them except one of each. And I hooked a lot of people up. Just it's like,
that's really nice of you. That's awesome because I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Dave wouldn't have left the venue. He'd still be there.
No, I would have taken Eddie Van Halen home in my pocket.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll take you.
He would have eaten that whole cake.
That's not funny.
I would have drank all the champagne.
Oh my
That's
God.
cool. That's really neat.
Oh man,
That is very cool. That's awesome. That you hooked your friends up with those picks and.
Well, yeah, but even people I didn't even know, just because I mean, I had 25, and it's like I'm not like Dave at all. You know what I'm saying? I would give them out to people and hook them up.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's you.
No, I know that's me. That's it.
You're going to heaven. I'm not. U.S. American Made Guitars asks, do you have any tattoos to commemorate this momentous event or anything like that?
That's pretty interesting, but no.
Okay.
Damn, I wish I did, man.
You can still do that. You have plenty of time to do it.
Yeah, really.
Last weekend.
Yeah, that's right. Lost with VH.
Yeah, I'd have to. Yeah, that would be too cool, man. Now you guys got my mind's gonna be thinking about it, man. I'm gonna hire a couple of professional artists and do some renditions for me or something.
Speaking of tattoos, it's kind of funny. I saw a tattoo on Facebook the other day in one of the Van Halen pages of the little man with the mallet.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool. I had it on.
Like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what was the deal with that? Like, what was that whole?
It's a legit thing. Go ahead, Johnny.
That logo. Well, they have them out here. That logo. That's actually an exterminator company.
Really?
Out here in California and in Arizona, they're called Western Exterminators, and if you can drive by their companies, and there's actually huge statues of that guy.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty interesting.
So I know the whole story. If you want to know it, I know the story.
No, that was enough, dude. I heard enough. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead,
No?
bro. I want to hear it.
I'm done. No, I'm just basically David Lee Roth said to Noel Monk, the manager, that he wanted to use that. He saw this little man with a hammer on a truck, and he wanted to use that figure on their backdrop for that tour.
Really?
And he said, "Go figure out how to do that." And their manager went to that company and said, "Well, Van Halen would like to use the likeness of that, but just the guy with the hammer, not the whole thing, just the guy and the hammer."
Mm-hmm. There's actually more to it. There's actually a little mouse standing in front of him.
Oh, okay.
And they were expecting to have to buy it, to give them a royalty, but the company said, "No, you can take it, you can have it."
Bam!
They gave it to Van Halen for that tour.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
that's promotion right there, because it was the back of the back of the stage. You saw like what, three?
Yeah,
three images of that, like huge.
Dude, unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I got that painter's hat that was one of the things given to me that has a dude with the mallet.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Little man. Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty cool story.
That is cool. I mean, it's like John, like you're saying about, talk about promotion, dude. Holy smokes, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know why that little man has existed all these years, because he was famous. He was made totally famous. So why not keep the little man 30 years later?
Yeah.
Well, that company's actually been around since I think maybe the 1920s or 1930s. So that logo's been around all this time, just different variations of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember when I was a little kid back in the early 80s, before Van Halen used it, I remember liking the logo, because we drive by the business. So I remember it before Van Halen used it, and then once Van Halen used it, I'm like, that's that logo,
Yeah, that's
right. And I see the trucks out here all the time, out here in California. I'm always seeing the trucks driving by with the logo on the side, with the little statue on the back.
You keep saying Little Man. Is that what he was called, Little Man?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of Van Halen fans, they call him Hammerman.
Hammerman.
But his actual name is Little Man.
Yeah, but I don't like that. He's Hammerman, okay?
You got it. So our
right.
friend BV Ninja asks, did Kurt become a local celebrity back then? Newspapers, local radio and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you know, my Phoenix, my town had a newspaper back then, you know, front page article, picture of me holding, you know, Van Halen 1 and 2 album. But like Philadelphia Inquirer had a huge article because the photographer went out with us. So that was that was a real big article. And then that inside, but there was a couple other magazines that called. And I was telling Johnny earlier about Rolling Stone. The end of that year had they just had one picture on each page, and a picture of David Roth in like some kind of outfit doing a split, but it had a quote by me underneath it. So, but I could.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What was the quote? Do you remember it?
I think Kurt needs Tammy. That was it.
Okay.
No, you'd have to be there on the weekend with me to know what that meant. So that's why it really didn't mean anything to anybody. But I said something about Tammy, something about, something like that. Like, I think Kurt needs Tammy.
Was it that blonde?
No. They were just two women hired for the couple little shots on that commercial they did, like whatever. I mean,
I was telling you that, earlier, that I always thought that the brunette looked a lot like Martha Quinn. Did you ever get a chance to talk to Martha Quinn?
Oh, that's right. No, because it'd been neat if someone could have came down. But you know what? I don't know if it was 2, 3, 4 years later at the King of Prussia Plaza. What was his name? Mark Goodman? Yeah. He was there with what's his name from My Angel is a Centerfold.
Jay Giles.
Yeah.
Jay Giles.
Peter Wolf.
Right. They came and I had my MTV jacket on, and they were late, and then they finally got there, and it was pretty crowded. I went up and I said something to them. I'm like, hey Mark, I won that. I was one of the last weekend, and his eyes were so, just like he was feeling pretty good. You know what I mean? So he said, "Oh wow, looked like a good trip." That was it. Mm-hmm. That was my conversation with one of the DJs. But
very cool.
Then MTV came down and interviewed you.
Well, yeah, MTV came. My brother reminded me. MTV came down and interviewed me like for 20th anniversary of. I don't know, it was MTV's 20th anniversary, I guess.
Oh yeah, Johnny said you were in the book. You're in the MTV book.
Really? Yeah. You talking about the one I won my MTV?
Yeah.
I remember that guy interviewing me. I remember exactly. It was yesterday, sitting in my car coming home from work the one day. I talked to him for like an hour. And I remember his last name was Tannenbaum, just because there was a movie called Tannenbaum, whatever. But
the Royal Tenenbaums,
yeah. There you go. And that was pretty cool. I mean, I heard I never even got to see that. I heard it wasn't, they didn't talk much about mine, but whatever. I mean,
about the contest.
Well, yeah, like my section in that book wasn't. Like
it's a footnote. It's more of a footnote, but it was there.
Yeah.
That's cool though. I wish my name was mentioned in the MTV book.
Oh yeah, okay. I mean, it was a little more than a footnote, Dave. But I mean,
no,
maybe it was a leg note.
It was several pages.
Kills me.
I saw it.
Man, I gotta start writing these jokes down to use them sometime.
Gotta be quick.
No. Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah.
You're talking the chat room, right?
No,
Yeah.
we're talking to you.
You.
Oh, me.
Do you want to ask Dave what it was like to not win that contest?
You don't want me to start talking about when I met Eddie Van Halen. Because
Yeah,
that'll take an hour.
That was pretty cool. I was telling some people about that one. Rob, where are you located?
I'm located in Massachusetts,
Get the heck out, dude.
an hour south of, an hour west of Boston. And
Okay.
I'm 3.5 hours from Dave, so I go out and I visit with Dave once in a while when I get a chance. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I had some good friends up in what states? Boston, Manchester, Connecticut. I think it was.
Manchester, New Hampshire?
No, it wasn't New Hampshire. It wasn't up that far. I swear. I thought I'm pretty positive it was because remember passing Boston.
You mean Mansfield? Mansfield?
Maybe you're
It's
right.
Mansfield.
Maybe I'm wrong. So.
Yeah, because Mansfield, Mass. is about maybe 25 minutes east of Boston.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice area.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've been up there. So.
Where are you located, Kurt, right now?
Phoenixville.
Where?
Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. It's like 30 minutes northwest of Philadelphia.
Sure, I know exactly where that is. Yeah, I know the area. I've been out there, that area, many times.
Yeah, like Phoenixville was one of Steve McQueen's first movies was The Blob, and part of it was filmed in the old movie theater downtown Phoenixville at Colonial. You know,
Sure,
Oh, how cool is that?
like way back.
I remember that scene.
Yeah, they have the Blob Fest every year where they reenact the people running out of the movie theater and everything. And they got stuff going on all weekend.
Blobfest.
Our friend Bozique says that's where Mike Piazza, the baseball player, comes from.
Oh yeah, he went to school with my sister. Graduated with my sister.
That's
Yeah, I know him. I mean, I know him pretty. Okay. Yeah, he even wrote a book, and he mentions my sister in the book he wrote too, man.
There you go.
Yeah, some people say, "Oh, I bet you she wishes she was still going out." And I'm like, "Please stop talking to me." And I mean, use your brain. I mean, it's like in high school. He's married to a Playboy centerfold now or something. You know what I mean? Like whatever.
yeah.
A 17-year-old high school kid. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I mean, accolades to Mike Piazza. I mean, the one of the best, if not the best, hitting catcher in the history of baseball.
One of them.
One of them. As I said,
Definitely
one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the baseball conversation.
Oh, I know
No.
nothing about sports at all.
No.
Otherwise, you'd be seeing a baseball bat sitting back there on the stand.
Not
That
the
isn't that a baseball bat? You know, I used to have a baseball bat that was striped like that.
Feels like it. Yes. So what? What time is it?
It's
Like
9:47. We have
10
58
till?
people watching. 58 people watching. 41 thumbs up. How we all doing? We all good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
You're good? You know what that means, right?
No, I know what fine means. I don't know what good means.
No, good. Good. When we say "Are we good?"
It means
that
like
we're
Edward
kinda-
Edward earlier.
Yeah,
That's what that means.
we're gonna cut the tape.
Oh, okay.
We usually do this for about 2 hours, maybe a little under 2 hours.
Yeah, cool.
We're coming up on it. Maybe we'll stay on for another 5 minutes. Let's try to get some more thumbs up. How about that? Can we get to 50? Can we get to 50 thumbs ups?
Thumbs is ups.
63 people watching right now.
Yeah, I never got to send anything out to my peeps, so
Well, the good thing about this is they can watch it at any time. It's cool.
Yeah. that's cool.
Yeah.
I swear I thought I looked on your site and could you have 4,500 things on there? Johnny, on your Facebook page?
4,500 things.
Videos. of these shows? Is that
on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can have as many videos as you want. Yeah.
No. I mean, it said you had some astronomical amount already on there.
Oh,
Maybe it wasn't 4,500. I don't know.
it was. Yeah, I make a lot of videos.
Yeah.
He does. He
Yeah.
does. He does. He makes a lot of videos.
I like videos.
Take Alex with you.
Yeah, that's our friend Alex Zipkin is who he's talking about. You might see him. Actually, you might see him on here on Friday.
Cool.
Actually, because he's getting his guitar. He wants to show off his guitar. We were telling you earlier, Kurt, that Van Halen EVH has an official brand of guitars now. They didn't have them back in '84. They didn't have an official Van Halen guitar, but now they do.
Really?
And they just released. Alex, there you are. Hey, man. Hey, Alex. They just released an official Eddie Van Halen striped guitar, like the one that you're holding in that picture that Dave showed.
Yeah.
They just released like an official version of that.
That's
and so some of our friends are getting that guitar like this week and want to show it off and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You play guitar though, right? Or you did?
I did.
You did.
I got that Esteban guitar and DVDs to try to get it going again. Just because it would be nice to do something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Everybody's good?
Yep.
Yeah. And Kurt, thank you so much for spending the time with us.
Oh yeah.
And you're welcome back. You're welcome back anytime, dude.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching you guys now that I know the deal. So I mean.
Yeah, and you can come back anytime. You can join us anytime you want.
Yeah.
Kurt, if you get a chance someday, you're just kind of chilling out with not much going on, or over the course of some time, you can look back in our backlog and watch some of the old videos that Johnny and Dave and myself have done, and where we go through all of our Van Halen guitars and we show
Oh, right.
I mean, really cool stuff. We've
Yeah.
all, I should say, we've all done, and one of the reasons we do it is because just people watching us and asking all these questions. It's just so fun. It's a good time. I mean, the people out there that watch these shows, they just have good questions. It's just a fun topic to discuss. It really is a fun topic, talking about Eddie's guitars from day one all the way up to today, his amps, his effects. We'll get questions anywhere like, what kind of sound do you like, from Eddie's repertoire of all the last 40 years, whatever, it's really fun and good stuff. When you're a big Van Halen fan, it's kind of nice to have a venue, an avenue like this to have fun, and and then we get days where guys like you come on the show, and it's just like, wow, this is incredible having guys like you on here.
Yeah. It's funny when you're just talking about that. My favorite song, for some reason, well, not for some reason, it's always been Dance the Night Away. I don't know how that ever started, whatever brought that on, but there was a movie 2 years ago called Argo or something with Ben Affleck and
Yes.
Goodman. And the one part, they get off a helicopter or something and they're walking, and what the hell is playing but Dance the Night Away as they're walking into this party, and they played almost like the whole song, dude. It was just unbelievable. It was so cool just because, like I said, that's my favorite tune. And here, because it was, I guess it was supposed to be taking place, like it was true story, some back in the 70s, but it was just like cool as hell, man. And
That's awesome.
Everything you just said about what you're just talking about, Rob, everything is just very cool. You guys are hooked up doing this. I mean, it's very good stuff. Absolutely.
Well, it's always fun to have, like you said, people like you come on. It's just enjoyable.
Yeah, you know what I told those? I told those guys. I told Van Halen. I said, "Yo, I'm gonna be famous someday, and I'm gonna say I got my start right here with Van Halen." I'm not famous though, so I mean, but I still got time.
I think you've made a mark for yourself, no doubt. I think you've made a good mark in the Van Halen community, no doubt about that.
Oh, yeah. Anybody and any hardcore Van Halen fan from back in the day, '84, they all know your name.
Yeah, It's funny. Somebody put another fan club thing. Somebody wrote last night. You a friend now? No, you a fan now? Something. Yeah. Are you a fan now? And I had a bunch of emojis of like
Smileys?
What's that?
Smiley faces?
Well, no, there were like tears coming out each side.
Oh, like laughing.
Oh, that's a laugh. That's a laugh.
So I don't know if that was like I think too deep. Sometime I'm like, was that? I don't know. Like I don't know. Like I'm thinking, like it was. What are you, a fan now because you joined the group a week ago?
You know, you can't take it personally. People
are
very. People are people are idiots. Some people.
Maybe it wasn't. You know, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it. I don't know. Whatever.
Mm-hmm. It might have been that they recognized your name and they were surprised to see. You know, surprised to see you.
Yeah, the one guy wrote, "Wow, I didn't know you were in this group."
Yeah, I saw that too.
Mm-hmm.
So that was very cool.
Good stuff. Thanks so much, guys. You guys, all three are dynamite, good people, and just keep all this good, positive stuff going, brother.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thanks for joining us. Don't hang up though. When we get off this call, don't hang up.
Yeah,
Stay where we are.
We're gonna say goodbye, but don't push any buttons.
I'm not going to touch the computer.
Don't push anything.
Let's just leave it on.
Yeah. We do like a little bit of an after show type thing.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Echo. Thank you again. Kurt Jefferies. Look at this.
That's incredible.
All the way from 1984.
Our friend Thomas Santiago says, "Thanks, Kurt. Great show, all."
Cool,
Mhm.
Thomas.
And what'd you think?
Steve Anderson has a quick question. Did Kurt like Sammy Hagar and Van Halen? Did you like those years too?
I liked some of it. I mean, like some of the songs, I just didn't. I used to say, "There's no way they would sing that song if David Lee Roth was with them." Like, but some of the more na 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 na. I don't even know the name of the song. Whatever.
Well, yeah, they were different. It was a different type of thing.
When it's love.
More hits.
Yeah. A whole different animal.
Yeah, it was a lot different.
And they did that one album with that Sharon guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, Sammy's voice went high, but that Sharon was just very different.
Yeah. Well, if you would have seen any of those live shows, that was kind of cool too, because you got to hear both versions of Van Halen. You got to hear the Roth years and the Sammy Hagar years with Sharon.
Oh.
He sang both.
Okay, right. Yeah, I guess that would have been cool. Yeah, I mean, I just don't even remember him. Whatever. I'm done talking.
It's okay. You're allowed to have your own opinion.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, but like you said, like I had said earlier, when it was Sammy Hagar, I couldn't have got backstage because it was a totally different animal, and everything was different. It's like, yeah. I got a good. Good. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's all good. All right, Johnny, let's close it out.
All right. Kurt, great to talk to you, man. Great to meet you.
Yeah, very cool to meet all you guys.
Awesome. And yet again, welcome back. Welcome back. Come back anytime, man. If you watch these videos, if you want to jump in on the fun, just let me know. Because we have a great time.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't have to talk just about Van Halen. We can talk about
we talk about everything.
baseball, talk about whatever,
Did you say baseball?
Yeah.
We can.
Hey, Bozique. All right, Rob. Are you listening? There he is. All right. Dave Desdall, great to see you.
Same here.
And don't hang up. Hey, thanks for the thumbs ups. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye, Howie.
Howie the Dalmatian is here. We'll see you guys. What's today? Monday?
Today's Monday.
We'll see you guys Wednesday.
Yeah.
Back Wednesday. All right. Desiree. All right. Johnny Beane. JohnnyBeane.com. Good night.